For this walkthrough, I want to focus on showing the users how to create a blog post on a website that uses the WordPress platform. For this assignment, I want to focus on the hierarchy principle for visual design, and I want to make sure with this video to present material in a way that makes sense and that helps the reader or helps the learner learn the material from beginning to end in a nice sequence so that it all completely makes sense. So we start off at my website. I created this using WordPress, and so there's different components to it that users would click through, and eventually once they click through they'll get to my blog. And I regularly update the blog. I've been doing so more often recently, and ideally I'd like to update it about every week or so if I really can. And so in order to do this, it's pretty straightforward, and typically what many people do is on their blog page they have an admin logo on the very bottom, and this is how you can actually access your admin side of any website that you've created. So in this case, it takes me to the website portal for the admin of my website, and then I enter my credentials, my username and my password, and I log in, and then it'll bring me to the back end of the WordPress page. And so this is pretty neat because a lot of people don't see this side of blogs and websites, and so WordPress is a really powerful platform that many very popular websites create their content with, and it's pretty universal, and it's really simple to use. And so as soon as this loads, my internet connection is a little bit slow, it'll pull up the dashboard. And so the WordPress dashboard consists of a lot of administrative functions, and it helps you build a site just from the ground up. And so, if you want, you can incorporate code and build a website strictly from code and upload it to the pages, or you can download different types of themes or anything like that, and customize it that way. So a lot of people that first start off with blogging, it kind of seems a little overwhelming at first when you set up a site or a blog through WordPress, but the user interface isn't that bad, and there's a ton of resources out there that really show you everything that you possibly need to know about how to use WordPress. So there's not that bad of a learning curve. So the dashboard interface finally loaded, and what we see here is pretty straightforward. So these are all your tools in this left hand side, and so you can go all the way from your different pages you have in your sites, to the comments people post, to specific code for your themes or colors, menus. So WordPress allows you to tweak everything on the site, which is really neat. So for creating a blog post, they make it really simple. So the easiest way to do it is you have a section just right on your home page, and it's a quick draft. And so you can enter a title, and then you can post whatever's on your mind, whatever you want to post, and then just save it as a draft, and then you can revisit it later if you want and add different media to it. So that's a really neat function in case you don't have a lot of time to sit and actually put a post together itself, but you have an idea you don't want to forget about. This is a really useful tool. To actually create the post, then all you have to do is click on the post section, and it brings you up to all the posts that you've created. So as you can see here, I've only created 6, so don't have that much, but eventually as it aggregates more and more, then this list builds. And another neat thing you can do is have different categorizations. So the theme of my blog is to create different categories. So I like talking about instructional design regarding K through 12, or within corporate, or just theory, instructional design theory, and I also like to have updates for what I do with my website. And so I have a lot of these different categories. And so when you create a new post, all you have to do is just click on the add new, and it brings you up to a rich text editor. And so just like any other post here, or just like any other site where you would post live material or just material in general, all you would do is just type. And the really neat thing about blogs is you can add images pretty easily and incorporate different text functions. And if something's not working, correctly, if like a font's not working. So one thing I don't like that you typically struggle with is the types of font are restricted, at least with this specific platform that I use. And so what I often do is I type everything out, and then if you know to code a little bit, you can actually get the plain text, and you can insert your own specific font tag. So that's pretty nice. So that's all you really have to do. It's that straightforward. So let me just type something in here. And just add to this title here. And let's see if I have a picture handy here. And the other thing too is you can link websites, so that's really useful. And if you want to be a prolific blogger, linking and referring other websites is a really, really important thing to do, because that's what helps make your website more popular in the internet and search engine world. And it also shows other people and authors that you're a person that is paying attention to their work, and so hopefully they'll reciprocate that. So that's what's pretty neat about it. So other than that, let's just add like a little picture that we have here. I have this one stored from my homepage that I might replace soon, but it'll work really nicely. And so we can just resize it very quickly. Alright, and that's it. And so all you would do then is just categorize it, like I said earlier, if you have an actual categorization. So I'll do this instructional design and then publish. So then once you publish, I did actually skip a step there, and you can preview the change if you want, just to double check how it looks on the actual site itself. But what I tend to do is publish it, and then it gives you the opportunity to visit the site itself. You can take a look at the post. If you don't like it, I usually go back in and then change whatever I want to. And another note too is sometimes it takes a few minutes for the blog post to actually show up. There's a way to get around that. You can turn off it's called a cache for your site. And so if you turn that off, then it will update automatically. But then that you risk losing information at certain times or anything like that. And so basically once it does post, I have a tile setting for all my blogs, and so it'll post right here at the top left. And so that's pretty much it. That's how you create a blog post using WordPress. And so like I mentioned earlier, I presented this in a hierarchical structure, and so the information was relevant, and it's a step-by-step procedure that the learner can follow from the very beginning all the way through to the very end. And so I hope that was a good representation of blogging and of this assignment, and I hope to add on to it. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.